I'm Gadi Raymond, and this is taking Node.js to the extreme. A little bit about myself. I'm married to Hila. We have a son named Ori and a dog named Angie. I'm a senior full stack developer at a company called WalkMe. I like to speak and write about technology, just like I'm doing here today. And feel free to follow me on Twitter. It's Gadi Ray, where I tweet about JavaScript, Node.js, and everything that related to development. So let's dive right into it. I needed to implement some exporting functionality in WalkMe. This is a real life example. So I had an SQL query, and I had to fetch data from the DB. So I had to call the getAllEvents method here, and the data is in JSON format. So I needed to transform it from JSON to CSV, as you can see here. And this is a synchronous operation, and you really want to avoid it in Node.js. Just like Jonathan said, you don't want to have long tasks that will block your event loop. And after I transform it to CSV, I need to write this file to S3 in my example. So let's see this code in action. Let me run it really quick. So this is memory.js. This is the code that I showed you. And I'm not going to call a DB here. I'm going to simulate the response from the DB by reading from a file. This is a big file.json, which is 400 megabytes of JSON. And after it, I will print the memory usage of this node process. I'm using node 14 here. And the default node 14 memory size is 2 gigabytes. And as you can see here, I get a V8 error, fatal error, which said JavaScript heap out of memory. So let's get back to the presentation. And let's first understand what are streams. Streams are interfaces for reading and writing data. Streams can be piped together, just like Linux command. And when you pipe the output of the first command to the input of the second command, you can pipe streams also like this. The Node.js Streams extends event emitter, which means that they are emitting and subscribing events in order to communicate with each other. In order to process and pass data, chunks of data in a stream, in pipeline of stream, they emit an event called data and subscribe to the event called data. There are all sorts of events that you got close, finish, error, etc. And there are all sorts of stream types. We got readable stream, which is responsible for reading data, a writable stream, responsible for writing data, and transform stream, which is readable and writable stream. He is responsible for transforming data, reading data, transforming it, and writing it to the next stream in the pipeline. So this is the example using streams. Now read all events will create a readable stream. JSON to CSV will create a transform stream, and write all events will create a writable stream. And after these 3 lines, all I'm doing is initializing a streams object. Then I'm calling a pipeline, which is from the model stream, which is built in Node.js. And after I'm calling this pipeline, it will pipe those streams together, and the data will start to flow in the pipeline. So let's compare those two really quick. I will go now to streams.js. And this is the code that I show you. I'm doing here the same thing as I did before, simulating data from DB with big file JSON, the same file, 400 megabytes of JSON, and then printing in the end the memory usage. I'm using stream model, the built-in model in Node.js with pipeline, create readable stream, create writable stream. And this time, the process took only 12 megabytes to process, which is far, far less than the in-memory solution. So let's get back to the presentation now. Let's sum things up. Don't don't afraid to take Node.js to the extreme. Node.js and Streams can process really, really big data. Streams API is very, very easy. You got really good documentation out there. And feel free to explore more on Streams. Here I showed you a very quick example of data processing with Streams. Streams can be also you can use Streams for a variety of things also. If you have any questions, you want to have comments, feel free to contact me. This is how we can do it.